Hello, this is Chang Lee. Me. I'd like to explore digital marketing at overall view with you through this PowerPoint slide. I'm a professor of marketing at Korea University in Seoul. So if you have any further question, try to tap on my personal webpage and where you can find all the information about myself. So there's a quick view. I'd like to start with today's agenda. First of all, we will browse marketing process from understanding marketplace to capture value and manage the value from the customer. And we will have a detailed look about especially new metrics such as the customer lifetime value, and it's linked with return on investment analysis. That means how to look at customers' value over their lifetime, not just the one single independent purchase behavior, but also the repeating purchase behavior and communication behavior with the customer over their lifetime. And finally, we will look at some key digital performance indicators, metrics, with a case of Petit du there. And then I will ask you kind of exercise for you to do homework. After watching this video, you will think about it how to develop some marketing actions alongside with the marketing process. Here it goes. First of all, I hope that many of you are familiar with this marketing process. This is a quite well-known notion about how marketing is prepared and executed and feedbacked, proposed by, it's not really proposed, it's summarized by Professor Kotler and Armstrong. So in their book, 2005, they have introduced this notion of marketing process in 5 different stages. If you look at these stages, the first stage starts with understanding marketplace and customer needs and wants. So that is what you understand what happens in the market, and figure out competitors and find out what really consumers in the market are looking for in terms of needs and in terms of wants. And second stage is addresses marketing strategy. What would be the most relevant so-called the customer-driven marketing strategy, which is also described as typically segmentation, targeting, and positioning issues. Stage 3 is action. So action traditionally is known as marketing mix, what to do on product. For example, developing new product and launch a product at which time, and also working on the brand issues related to the product itself. And nowadays, many companies have more power to fix their own price. Offline price and online price. Some cases, those price can evolve over time, so-called dynamic pricing, like hotel and car rental companies. And also other type of marketing mix covers promotion-related issues and the distribution channel plays. So these 4 marketing mix elements are considered as execution of marketing. And the stage comes after the purchase. So it's about customer relationship management, how to make customers be satisfied and be loyal, from which final stage, capture value from customer. That means the company need to assess kind of income statement from each of their customers who are how much profitable. Some customers are money losing and it's worthwhile to acquire new customers of what kind of characteristic, and whether to keep existing customers or not. So this kind of all decisions need to be considered and planned and executed alongside with marketing process. So it's time to look at what we can do with digital on this marketing process. As an example, what we can do in digital issue is for example, we can use services like a Google Trends to capture consumers' interest. I hope that many of you are familiar with this Google Trend services. If you are not, you can type Google Trends in a search engine. You can find out this kind of interface where you can place keywords. It's about cosmetic product. In cosmetic product, there are some important attributes. So characteristic of product, whether the product is addressed to whitening skin or to help to fight against aging, like anti-aging. So Google Trends captures the search volume of those two different keywords and reflect how much volume of these keywords were searched by individuals in a specific location and for a given time. So here it is worldwide for last 5 years. We can see the evolution of two different keywords. Overall, more people searched skin whitening compared to anti-aging cream. But the beauty of this kind of services, they show or the location of search. So in general, people were much more interested in anti-aging. However, in some regions in blue, people are much more interested in skin whitening than anti-aging cream because they consider this function is more important for them. So by using a simple service like Google Trends, now marketers can figure out what consumers in a specific region is more interested in, what kind of information. So for example, what kind of feature attribute of a specific product. Secondly, we can use it for marketing strategy. That exercise we will do a little bit later. But another example comes in a number stage 3 of marketing process. Like petit look at there, more and more companies are interested in selling directly. So what they see, Gucci.com and even department stores, they are selling products. So what's the difference and makes a difference on marketing process of this kind of selling direct? Is not only having another channel of sales, for example, adding one more store type, convenience store and supermarket and specialty type. No, it's a direct sales totally transform marketing process for many companies whose marketing process was stuck in the middle of stage number 3. That means they were not able to extend their marketing activity to build and nurture the relationship with customers. So this kind of direct sales has a direct impact on diversifying channels and also extend the marketing process as a whole, going to step number 4, where companies can use the digital in order to enhance so-called experience with the customer. For example, many physical offline stores and brands, they try to capture and stay in touch with their customers through this kind of different scene and store design like that. But also by using digital, companies can be in touch with their customers in very different way. So this example is one of Korea-based e-commerce companies specialized in fashion and beauty products. What they are trying to deliver in terms of image and the perception in the website is very different from other typical e-commerce companies who are only exposing the product, but here they want to share the experience of potential customers. So by using the digital, company can really extend their customer experience not only on offline but also on online. So now it comes to the final stage of marketing process. So I want to be a little bit more specific related to this customer lifetime value concept. What it is? Let's look at customers over their lifetime. Like, imagine that tobacco manufacturer, what they see their customers, they are not really interested in selling a pack of cigarettes, but also they are much more interested in a specific consumer, how long the consumer will continue smoking, buying their pack of cigarettes. So for which they put a lot of money to be familiar with the teenagers. To make teenagers start smoking, it will bring lots of revenue in the future. For example, if someone smokes a pack of cigarettes, $10 worth per day for 40 years. They may bring around $60,000 worth revenue to the tobacco manufacturers. So that's the reason why the marketer needs to expand the horizon to put their money to attract the new customers and try to keep these customers as long as they are profitable, as long as possible, to maximize the profit which will be realized in the future. So how this customer lifetime value can be calculated, that means managed, measured and managed. For example, conceptually, it captures, first look at on the left side, how much revenue is generated from customer and how much cost companies have to bear to retain these customers. So this is kind of a margin for sales, revenue minus retention cost. And then this margin per sales will be repeated over time and in the future. So we need to combine so-called retention rate. For example, 100 people are acquired this year. Only 50 people, customers, will remain in next year. The annual retention rate of this company will be 50%. If its competitor keeps around 90% of customers, and then company can generate more revenue in year 2, not adding additional customers but keeping existing customers. As a result, that competitor can generate more revenue in year 2. As it is in the future, many of you who are working in the finance, I think you are very familiar with this concept of discount rate. So we need to represent the future value into today's value, present value. So we need to apply the discount rate in the future. And totally this bunch of revenue, so profit stream in the future will be counted after having subtracted cost of acquisition of today. So if I summarize this dynamics of acquisition cost in the beginning and revenue and retention cost in the future in combination with retention rate and discount rate, it can be summarized into a very simple formula that you are watching here. Revenue minus retention cost over 1 plus discount rate minus retention rate, and totally subtracted by cost of acquisition in the beginning. But in some cases, companies cannot employ this kind of infinite time horizon because their business cycle is not as long and future could be uncertain. In that case, the company can fix the time horizon over T. It could be 5 years, 10 years, or 3 or 2 years, depending on the average retention rate of industry. And then based on over that time period T, equation is a little bit complicated because there's a factor of retention rate and discount rate. It can be calculated like in this manner and this formula. Of course, when you look at this formula, it may look quite complicated. So that's the reason why we will have a very simple exercise. For example, imagine there's a company which have their customers on average revenue $62 per month, acquisition cost, cost of retention, retention rate, discount rate at a given number. We can calculate the lifetime value of this company. It's not a fictive company, it was a real company. Sprint PCS in the US 2002, they have reported these numbers on their financial statements. So what we can do is, applying the formula, we can get 346. If we apply the second formula with varying time period, we can get different number because time horizon gets shorter. So profit in the future will be less, so the number changes. What we can do, we do the exercise with this number. You can follow me by opening your any spreadsheet. So here I have prepared pre-printed revenue, acquisition cost, retention rate, discount rate. Simply you put the number, like revenue, $62 per month. Cost of acquisition, $352. Cost of retention, $32 per month. Retention rate was 967 per month. Discount rate, 1% per month, which is applied. And with these numbers are set, you can compute so-called customer lifetime value, CLV, by putting the equation. Revenue, 62 minus retention cost per month over 1 plus discount rate minus retention rate. This is a whole bunch of future profit and a net present value, so minus cost of acquisition at the first time. Voila! You can calculate the average lifetime value of this company in this manner by doing that. So you come up with 346 over their lifetime on average upon the current today's performance of this company. So what it gives, if you know the customer lifetime and then you know the number of customers, what you can do is you can multiply CLV by number of customers. It will deliver so-called customer equity. According to previous research, this customer equity is very, very close to so-called farm value among the listed companies, because the profit will be generated by the customers. If you know the value of customers, you can assess the value of the company. So once you have this kind of setup, it is much easier to do some exercise based on to doing return on investment exercise. You need to make a marketing decision, how much money you will spend based on expecting what kind of performance in the future. For example, this company was planning a campaign to acquire new customers. Based on market analysis and with experiment, they realized that the new customer acquisition campaign will cost around $500 to acquire new customers. And this customer acquired by new campaign, they will generate $50 per month. The rest of key performance indicator remain the same. So, are you gonna execute this new customer acquisition campaign? Before doing that, you can go back to CLV assessment of what we have done. So by changing some metrics, cost $500, expected revenue per customer is $50 per month. Once you put this metric, you can get the CLV of this new acquisition customer, which will not be profitable because the profit will be generated in the future will not enough to cover the initial cost of acquisition. Another example, existing customer retention program. The company can provide attractive reward to existing companies, like a Petit Lucas Hotel. They may provide additional discount for their customer in order to put them staying longer. So this new another campaign for existing customer retention, it may cost a little bit more. Previously $32 per customer, now it will cost $10 more of $42. However, as the customers get the reward, it will improve the retention rate by 1 percentage point from 967 to 977. It's good news because retention rate goes up. We can expect the marketing performance could be much better, but you need to double check whether it is worthwhile. We go back to the previous one. Revenue will be generated by same amount of money, 62. Acquisition cost exactly same, 352. Retention cost, more rewards, so $42 per customer per month. With improvement of retention rate, 967 to 977. So we can check it. The CLV of new, unfortunately, it is positive, but it is smaller than the existing customer lifetime value, which was 346. So this kind of new existing customer retention program, which will cost the company $42, so 10 additional dollars, even though it brings retention rate higher, it will not be as profitable as the current status quo. So the marketer need to think about really they have to execute this existing customer retention program, which will not be as profitable as the rest of the average marketing activity. So based on this kind of assessment of customer lifetime value concept, we can think about these two key performance indicators that we'll cover a little bit. Bounce rate. What's going to happen? Bounce rate goes up. What kind of other indicators in customer lifetime value will change and then affect the company's future profit stream? What about session duration gets longer? If customer visitors stay 7 minutes instead of 5 minutes, which is today, that 2 additional minutes, it is not our objective. We need to show it that 2 additional minutes of stay, what will be the consequence of this kind of behavior changes, especially on the firm's financial statement through the concepts such as customer lifetime value. If duration gets longer, people will spend more, or people will repeat more frequently. If some customers generate positive word of mouth, how much worth it will be for the company's profit? If less customers complain about their delivery, whatever the product, what will be the impact, financial impact on the company's financial statement? So this is what we can see once you set up indicators ready for assessing customer lifetime value, and then assess the impact of specific marketing activity on those key performance indicators. I think I would rather ask at this time whether this revenue and retention cost, acquisition cost, retention rate, can you get these key indicators of customer lifetime value from the company Petit Lucas Duterre? Whether Petit Lucas has these indicators. If they don't have it, how can you measure these indicators? So, in the presentation of Petit Lucas Duterre, you will figure out many numbers. Those are performance metrics, indicators. I want to a little bit conceptualize how these indicators look like, what they are representing. Imagine that the offline distribution channel store. People walk in the street, they enter the store. Some will try, and some will check the information, and some of them will purchase. So this kind of visit behavior does exist only physical store. The marketer can monitor, measure a part of this behavior. However, in digital, online, we can check the source of visitors, for example, who are coming from search engine, who are coming from portal and other websites, who are coming from social network services. And each kind of incoming path source have different type of indicators. For example, social network services, if you're running a Facebook fan page, it has the number of followers and the reaction, engagement of their users on your Facebook fan page. Among these incoming sources, some are so-called paid. You need to advertise it. Some are free, organic. They work by themselves. You don't have to pay them. For example, someone may search, put the keyword, boutique d'hôtel, and then click on the result, and those clickers, by using search engine, they will land on the website of boutique d'hôtel. The landing, we can capture incoming flows from different sources. The difference compared to offline store, on online, we can measure almost everything. Where they're coming, how many people. And those people, when they land, how many pages they do visit, how long they do stay, how many of them actually click on some kind of products as a favorite or put some of products on their basket. Finally, make the purchase. So this funnel from landing to purchase on web, digital, we can measure it. As we can measure, we can improve this performance of the conversion from visiting to purchase. So if you look at the document of Boutique d'hôtel, you can see some of performance metrics which were summarized to show the overall activity of digital activities of Boutique d'hôtel. Number of sessions, visit, it looks like it. How many people actually enter the store? Taux de rebondissement, which is a rebounds rate. How many people after entering the store without doing anything just went out? So they haven't just entered the store, no more search, no more question, but went out. This rebound store rate is as low as possible, and more people not only just entering the store and continue their shopping. Among those visitors, how many of people are new visitors? Show the dynamics of a customer cohort. Some cases it is very nice to keep only existing customers. Those loyal customers revisit. However, the loyal customers also disappear over time. The company need to acquire new customers who are the new visitor to the website. And then very important metric, which is a taux de transformation here, which shows transformation rate. Transformation from visit to purchase. So that means 0.5% of transformation rate means out of 1,000 people, 5 people actually made the purchase. We need to check it whether this kind of indicator is high enough. And the size of basket, how much money they have paid for those purchase people, and the total amount of chiffre d'affaires, sales amount, this website of Boutique has generated over time. If you go back to other page, you can see more specific page information which captures so-called web analytics of this Boutique web store, which is hosted at PrestaShop. So either PrestaShop or Google Analytics provide this kind of performance indicators which captures during the specific given period time fixed. And here it is comparison between the month of January in 2018 and the month of January in 2019, 1 year before, month to month comparison across the most of key performance indicators which are mentioned above. And this key performance indicator can be much more specified by checking based on the source of incoming. So different sources are mentioned here on table. I have just picked up one group, which is organic search. So this is a comparison between the half 6 months period of from January to June 2018, same period 2019. First, the number 9474 number of visitors from organic search who put the keywords but did look at the detail and then click on it, free visit. The number increased and in parentheses, which shows the total number of customers out of coming from different sources. So percentage of visitors from organic search remain quite similar. 48% last year, 49% this year, and number slightly increased. And it shows that how many of them are new sessions and new users. So around 40%. So out of 100 visitors, 40 were new this year as well as last year. And then this is about acquisition. It's about the behavior of those visitors, those key metrics I have mentioned, the bounce rate, people bounced out. So around 24%, 5% bounced out, so 75% continue navigating this web page. And on average, number of pages they have viewed per session and the duration of stay. Unfortunately, this duration has been a little bit shortened from 4 minutes 17 seconds to 3 minutes 31 seconds. You need to figure out what kind of differences or factors have affected this kind of reduced session duration. And finally, conversion rate, what you can see from visit to purchase, and revenue generated by those customers came from organic search. So these are the performance indicators. Of course, you may work on what kind of different performance indicators you can develop to measure more specifically, more correctly, all the dynamics of marketing from interest to purchase conversion and repurchase loyalty rate or repurchase rate. So here it comes overview of marketing process. So what you have seen, those are 5 stages of marketing process, and below those rectangles represent more specific marketing actions can be planned and executed by the marketer. So for you, with your own case, I want for you to have discussion by team and to work on these actions, what you could do mainly by using digital for putting together data, which part you can improve. In order to improve, what are the indicators you have to check or you have to develop? As a result, how much performance you can improve by leverage the digital part for petit look at detail. So here comes most of my explanation and introduction of marketing process and the notion of customer lifetime value and some key performance indicators in link with the CLV return on investment analysis. The most important part is this light blue rectangle on which you need to work in. You don't have to work all those 5 stages. You can specify, concentrate on specific stage, which is fine. For example, developing marketing strategy. You may have discussion among the team, what will be the target customers characteristic through the persona exercise. And then figure out whether petit look at detail can follow the same segment, target customers, whether some of them may have much more specific characteristic which those people would be more interested in peut-être they are buying online. If they are looking for much more diverse products, or they want to reduce waste of time, opportunity cost saving. So this kind of thing, what you can do actually on this expansion of marketing process for specific teamwork, which stage you want to concentrate, focus more on, what are the actions you need to elaborate and execute. So this is a total session. I'm sorry it was a little bit long, but I hope that you will enjoy